Imagine standing before an ancient gateway so massive that modern buildings seem small by comparison. Towering stone columns stretch toward the sky. Walls covered with thousands of hieroglyphs tell stories of powerful pharaohs, epic battles, and forgotten gods. Every step echoes through more than 3,000 years of history. Welcome to Karnak Temple, the largest religious complex ever built by human hands. Located on the east bank of the Nile in modern-day Luxor, Egypt, Karnak is far more than a single temple. It is an ancient city of worship, a sprawling collection of sanctuaries, chapels, obelisks, sacred lakes, colossal statues, and monumental gateways that took nearly 2,000 years to construct. More than 30 pharaohs left their mark here, each adding larger monuments, taller columns, and grander halls in an effort to honor the gods and immortalize themselves. Today we'll explore the incredible story of Karnak, how it was built, why it became the spiritual heart of ancient Egypt, and why it remains one of humanity's greatest architectural achievements. Construction at Karnak began around 2000 BCE during Egypt's Middle Kingdom. At first, it was relatively modest, a sacred place dedicated primarily to Amen, a local deity whose importance would grow dramatically over the centuries. As Egypt expanded into one of history's greatest empires, so did the influence of Amen. Eventually worshipped as Amen-Ra, the king of the gods and creator of all life, he became the divine protector of Egypt itself. With this growing importance came enormous wealth. Victorious pharaohs returned from military campaigns bearing gold, precious stones, exotic animals, and tribute from conquered lands. Much of this wealth flowed directly into Karnak. Generation after generation, rulers expanded the temple, determined to surpass the accomplishments of those who came before them. The result was one of the largest religious construction projects ever undertaken. Visitors approaching Karnak would first encounter an enormous avenue lined with ram-headed sphinxes. Known as the Avenue of Sphinxes, this sacred road connected Karnak with Luxor Temple, nearly 2 miles away. During religious festivals, priests carried sacred statues of the gods along this ceremonial route while thousands gathered to celebrate. Beyond the avenue rose towering stone gateways called pylons. Each pylon marked a transition from the ordinary world into increasingly sacred spaces. The farther one traveled into Karnak, the closer they came to the dwelling place of the gods. Massive flagpoles once stood before these gateways, flying colorful banners visible from miles away. Every surface was painted in brilliant reds, blues, greens, and gold. Today we see weathered sandstone. Ancient Egyptians saw vibrant color everywhere. At the heart of Karnak stands one of the greatest architectural masterpieces ever created, the Great Hypostyle Hall. Walking into this enormous chamber feels like entering a forest made entirely of stone. 134 gigantic columns fill the hall. The tallest rise nearly 70 feet in the air. Some are so massive that it would take 6 adults holding hands to wrap around just one. Originally, the ceiling stretched across these columns, leaving only narrow openings where sunlight filtered inside. As beams of light pierced the darkness, incense drifted through the hall while priests performed sacred rituals beneath towering pillars carved with hieroglyphs. Every column tells a story: names of kings, religious ceremonies, offerings to the gods, military victories. Many of these carvings still retain traces of their original paint, giving us a glimpse of how breathtaking this hall once appeared. Even after 3,000 years, few buildings anywhere on Earth inspire such awe. No single ruler built Karnak. Instead, it became the life's work of generations. Among its greatest contributors was Thutmose III, often called Egypt's greatest military pharaoh. He expanded the temple dramatically after successful campaigns that transformed Egypt into an international superpower. Then came Hatshepsut, one of history's few female pharaohs. She commissioned magnificent obelisks carved from single pieces of red granite. One still stands today, soaring nearly 100 feet above the temple grounds. Moving a stone monument of this size from quarries hundreds of miles away remains an astonishing feat of engineering. Perhaps Karnak's most famous builder was Seti I, whose son, Ramesses II, completed much of the magnificent Great Hypostyle Hall. Ramesses left his name throughout Egypt, ensuring that future generations would never forget his reign. At Karnak, his legacy still stands among the towering columns. Unlike many ancient temples, Karnak was not a place where ordinary Egyptians gathered for worship. Only priests and the highest-ranking officials entered its sacred spaces. Each day followed carefully choreographed rituals. At sunrise, priests entered the sanctuary where the statue of Amun rested. They washed the statue, dressed it in fresh linen, offered food, wine, incense, flowers, and prayers. The sacred lake beside the temple played an important role. Priests purified themselves in its waters before entering the holy sanctuary. The lake also symbolized the primeval waters from which Egyptian creation myths said all life emerged. Religion shaped every aspect of Egyptian society, and Karnak stood at the center of that spiritual world. As centuries passed, Egypt changed. Foreign empires conquered the land. The influence of the ancient gods faded. Eventually, Christianity spread across Egypt, followed later by Islam. The great temples were abandoned. Wind carried sand into the courtyards. Earthquakes toppled columns. Stone blocks were reused to build nearby villages. For centuries, much of Karnak lay partially buried beneath the desert. Modern archaeology slowly revealed its hidden treasures once again. Excavations continue today, and remarkably, new discoveries are still being made. Every year, archaeologists uncover additional statues, inscriptions, and structures that deepen our understanding of this extraordinary place. Karnak Temple is more than an ancient ruin. It is a monument to ambition, to faith, to engineering, and to humanity's enduring desire to leave something behind that time cannot erase. For nearly 2,000 years, generations of builders shaped this sacred city stone by stone. Empires rose, kings came and went, religions changed. Yet Karnak remained, even now, as sunlight pours through towering columns that have stood over 3 millennia. Visitors experience the same overwhelming sense of wonder that ancient pilgrims once felt. Its walls continue to tell stories, its hieroglyphs continue to speak, and its monuments remind us that the greatest achievements of the ancient world were built not only with stone, but with vision, determination, and an extraordinary belief in eternity. Thank you for joining us on this expedition through one of Egypt's greatest wonders. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient world, don't forget to subscribe to Ancient Atlas Expeditions, where history comes to life, one legendary landmark at a time. Until next time, keep exploring.